One of the largest societal ills men face is this erasure of any kind of superiority we show over the opposite sex while trumpeting theirs. On the surface, it looks like it's all about trying to make equality between the sexes, but it's actually the opposite. If women end up actually outperforming men, it is not hidden. Now look at this. One of the guys found this important article. Hiding sex differences, not a myth, right? And one of the creators of the IQ test had this disclaimer saying, hey, we're not trying to make any differences. We want to construct it so there's no bias between the races and the sexes, when it's actually the opposite. He says, look, ignoring the argument here, I'm focusing on the historical claim. The test creators tried to reduce sex differences through test and item selection. Now, this is the most important paragraph you need to get from this article. I'm going to show it here because it's a little more visible. It should be noticed that this male advantage, there you go, male advantage, is consistently present despite efforts by test developers to construct tests on which male and females obtain the same IQs. So this is no longer trying to be equal. This is a deliberate case of making things unequal or unequal, right? They're finding men show up superior to women in many, many aspects in the IQ test. So they're trying to erase it. Thus, from the very beginning, the test developers of the best known intelligence scales, Bennett, Terman, Wechsler, took great care to counterbalance or eliminate, that's an important one, from their final scale any items or subtext which empirically found to be the result in higher score for one sex over over male scores of men over women. Men over women. If women outperform men, they show it. And the test developers have consistently tried to avoid gender bias. It's the opposite. They're actually biased towards women. People are biased towards women. And these testers, developers, they're people, right? And also by excluding tests of mechanical abilities on which 18-year-old males have an advantage of 10 IQ points. See? Allowing the fact that Wechsler made every effort to equalize, that is, take the men down to the women's level. Between the sexes, we may perhaps say that an IQ difference of 4 points would be a conservative estimate of the true differences. Now, I am going to put this in the description box so you guys can read, because this is something that I have to give credit, even though I don't like this guy. There's this YouTuber, Turd Flinging Monkey, that pointed this out, and I'm giving him credit. If you look at the very bottom, you'll notice something about the items which girls surpass boys and the items in which boys surpass girls. Ones, the boys are about twice as many as the girls. But the most important thing is the age difference. Girls surpass boys at these things at what ages? 2 to 3, 3 to 5. The oldest is 10 to 13. In other words, they had to go prepubescent in order to find, exercises or tests that the girls actually outperform the boys. If you look at the boys, the ages are older. 7 to 12, 9 to 15, 13 to 18. Like I said, I got to give this turd flinging monkey guy the credit because he pointed out that the girls' brains developed earlier, and so they had a head start on the boys, right? And so many of these tests were actually done at a very young age to avoid that. There. So that's important as well. I just want to bring this last thing up because someone unimportant said it Perfectly. Yeah, women being just as good, if not better than men, is one of the biggest societal lies propped up by special equity programs and cherry picking. Change IQ tests so that women score better, create affirmative action for women so more are accepted into college, multiply government grants for women, DI gender quotas so women are more likely to be hired, female dominated HR plus women having large in-group bias leading to men less likely being hired, yes. Then whenever women have an advantage, they act like if it's natural and they didn't orchestrate it. Thank you, someone unimportant. And so this is what I'm trying to point out. The only time that positive male differences between men are actually agreed to are the obvious ones they can't, like upper body strength. Then it gets used to demonize us. Men are stronger than women, therefore, women can strike men and men can't strike back. It's always to strip us of our rights. So these exercises, supposedly to equalize the genders, is actually the opposite. In order to equalize the genders, men have to have lead put on their shoes, and women have to put wings on their backs. It's not, it's the complete opposite. Now, men have to achieve to get by in the world, and women will be taken care of by society. Yet here they are, doing everything in their power to strip us of our ability to succeed. How is this not hatred? How is this not sexism? And how is this not misandry?